Identity is a seemingly simple concept. You live your entire life with one. It literally defines who you are. But I find that identity, the thing that makes me, well, me, eludes me. Hi, my name is Michael Chio. I'm 19 years old. I was born in Kobe, Japan, a city a little southwest of Tokyo. I'm the son of Joseph and Marilu Chio, two Filipino immigrants whose goal was to provide their children with the best possible opportunities that they could afford. I also have a cute white dog. Great, it's super sweet. My sister is there. My dog's cute though. I moved to China when I was 4 years old and attended the International School of Beijing. And right before middle school, I moved back to Japan and graduated there. That's me with my high school diploma. And now I'm in snowy Montreal, attending University at McGill up here in Canada. Moving halfway across the world to a whole new continent was one of the biggest adjustments I've ever had to make. From the language to the pop culture to the memes to the TikTok trends. So everything was so overwhelming to the point where I questioned whether I made the right decision coming here or not. And it stressed me out because I spent all of my parents' money just for me not to fit in. Except, that's kind of a lie. For the first time in my life, I feel like I belong in a place where I'm living in. Sure, I don't speak French or Quebecois that well. I don't quite follow Canadian politics, and I'm too lactose intolerant to eat poutine, but I still feel like I fit in here. More so than any other place I've lived in before. Does that mean I'm Canadian? A true Montrealer? No, of course not. Not even close. But it does beg the question why I feel this way. I was never a social outcast growing up. I made good friends in high school, I went to parties, I crowded the lunch table, so what was the deal? It doesn't take a genius to figure out that I lived in a bubble. I was lucky enough to go to a school that primarily taught in English. This bubble in particular had its own subculture, and as I've come to learn from my time being here and from meeting all these different people that comes with going to university, is that it's not exclusive to my 500 student population school. I am what is known as a third culture kid, which is basically where one is raised in a culture not of their parents while also living in another culture. What does that even mean? Well, let me explain. I think I'm a mix of Filipino, Chinese, Japanese, and, well, I don't quite know. A lot of people say I'm whitewashed or it's probably American culture, but it's very distinct. I can't be whitewashed if I was surrounded by non-whites, and I can't be American. So, what am I? Anyone who's met me before knows that I'm
Squid Game person.
Not to be racist or anything, but Asian people.
As I was saying, anyone who's met me before knows that I'm one of the biggest patriots you'll ever meet. I'm that guy who needs to let you know that Bruno Mars is part Filipino and that basketball is part of my DNA, even though Filipino is short as fuck. But what happens when I go back to the country where I call home? Uy! Chinito! Sino itong Koreano to? So, I'm not Filipino? Or not Filipino enough? Okay, if I'm not Filipino, then I must be Japanese or Chinese, right? And no, they're not the same thing. I have been asked this before, but no. I do not know enough Japanese or Chinese to be able to seamlessly live there. And I look just as foreign as all the white boys who wander around China and Japan. So that must mean I'm... What the fuck am I, bro? And there it is, the identity dilemma. Or is it a dilemma at all? I don't want to impose what my definition is to what your definition of identity is, but what I think identity ultimately boils down to is the community that you decide to surround yourself with. And that community has to share a common trait amongst everyone in it. I am Filipino enough. I believe that I have enough common experiences to understand what it means to be a Filipino. And I regularly feel validated by the Filipino community that I choose to surround myself with. I think I'm Japanese enough. I have lived there long enough for me to be able to say that I'm proud that this is where I'm from. I am a little bit Chinese. I don't know. I think I was a little too young for me to really imprint the Chinese part of myself within me. But hey, aspects of my experience in China, in Japan, and even in the Philippines has shaped me to who I am today. And ultimately, I'm a third culture kid, and I have to stop shying away from who are you? Where are you from? What do you call home? And I need to start embracing that part of who I am more. So, back to the original question, identity. Even though I can't pinpoint a single location to, this is where I'm from, this is who I am, my sense of identity hasn't been diluted. My mix of backgrounds doesn't take away from me being Filipino, and me being a third culture kid only grows what my identity is and what it will be. As with anything, identity evolves.